Are you a risk taker? You know, sometimes we do things in life that, well, seemingly have risk, but I don't know as they always do. I was thinking about faith and whether or not we would take risks of faith. Would we step out and trust God when, well, it just doesn't seem like a wise thing to do? Sometimes risk takers are foolish people. Foolish because they are not standing on anything. They're standing on quicksand. They're standing on, well, nothing that will sustain them. There's a story in Scripture in Mark chapter 5, and it's a story of the woman who had an issue of blood. That's the way the King James says it. But it says that she had a condition of hemorrhaging, and she'd had it for 12 years, and she had gone to physicians, and they had treated her, and they treated her badly. They took all of her money, and she was left worse off than she was before. She tried to get help. She tried. But none of it was working. But then she heard of Jesus. She heard about Jesus and how he had been healing and taking people and making them whole. And so the story says that she reached out and touched his robe. And immediately, Jesus felt something. You see, when she touched his robe, she was immediately healed. Everything that was going on had stopped. The issue of blood was no longer. She took a risk to reach out and touch Jesus, believing that he could heal her, and she was. Jesus felt the energy leave him, felt the healing power go out of him. And he said, "Who touched me? Who touched my robe?" Well, the disciples were somewhat amazed at his question because "What are you talking about?" they said. I mean, the crowd is so large and people are pushing and jostling around us. And how would you even know who it was that touched him? Well, the woman knew what had happened. When she came forward knowing that it was her he was looking for. And she stepped openly to him in fear and trembling. And she said, "It was me." And Jesus said, "You have taken a risk of faith, and now you're healed, and you're whole, and you're complete." I wonder, can you take a risk of faith? Think about that today and ask yourself that question. Can I take a risk of faith? Think about that.